Greetings in the 2014, the new year. 20, 2, 1 and 4 is a 5. Sum it up, I play with that number, it's a 7, so make this a 7. The 7th letter in the alphabet is a G. Make that God, but don't make it external, make it internal. Make it you. Make it that this is the year for you, as it counts. So today's topic is actually real simple. It's virtual reality and perceivable reality and the universal platforms for that. The agendas of the different energies and belief systems that are being awakened right now, that are coming in, and how to determine what's essential for you and how to determine what's non-essential for you. So the idea is to see and reflect within yourself is, as I've learned that in the past, and coming here, changing my life in its entirety, is to, nobody can tell you what you have to do, what you need to do, where you are, or what you can do, unless somebody comes to you and asks you, actually, where am I? What do you think, or how can you reflect on that, what I need to be doing? Then second of all, as I did in the video Street Smarts, in a funny way, portraying a spiritual gangster, as in there are differences when people have certain theories about esoteric substance and esoteric ways of living and what esoteric is and what metaphysical is and aspects of what that is there's one important factor for all to see and all to agree upon as a common denominator. That is where the rubber meets the road. I can talk about a Tesla tower, or I can talk about a device that can influence matter. And as well, one simple thing that I say is, well, show me. Okay? Then another thing is about a lot of spiritual people came and went with a lot of theoretical imprints and downloads, but no economical power. Either money was being misused or no construct was being created to create as such. What we have to do is actually establish something that it has a foundation that I can actually take the camera and say, well, right now, we are on our new property. We have 200 acres. This is ours. It is in our name, and we run the show. As in, it's a playground for the cosmic kids to come in to see the potentials that they can achieve. So we also have the opportunity to stop blaming other things for deficits that we're in. I used to live in something that was like close to a boarding house. Well, I created that financial disaster myself. I was next to being homeless and then, quote unquote homeless in New York for quite some time, which happened because I couldn't properly anchor in what I needed to anchor in. And we all are responsible for the situations that we live in, whether it's a trailer, homeless, a big mansion, or a middle-class regular house. Question is for each and everyone, and as an individuals, what do you do with your position? Do you want to drop something on economics when you don't have the economical power? Do you embody that wisdom, or do you embody that wisdom once you can show the world that you have actually accomplished that? So me is like, I'll say smack your guru. Don't follow the BS. Be clear in what's being propagated. Be clear in the communication and see it for what it is. When I set stuff up, and when I say it's time to regulate and make sure that we can face the clear facts of things that will take place, this is actually the ultimate magic. Is DNA activation takes place to the sun, through the sun every day. Somebody claims they can activate your DNA by just humming it. I'm not so convinced that this is the way to go. I'm more convinced of a friend of mine that I met who explained that to me, Doc Branham, that your DNA can be altered in two ways. One way is when the sunlight hits it and you get all of these downloads and all of this information. Meaning, let's say you have an iPad and you're not looking at your iPad as you're downloading your applications. So what use is an iPad for you if you don't look at your applications and the use of such? It's useless. So many run around with have a lot of downloads, a lot of intel coming in, but they have no idea how to apply it or how to create something that can create an exchange, which is important. A light situation, light amplifying, light enhancing, life affirming thing that within the process of exchange can spread throughout the people and actually do some change. So actually we have something that can leave an imprint on you and saying, hey, this actually works. Let's say if I could invent something that would say, let's say, save you money on your gas in your house, your gas bill, let's say by 40%. I wouldn't just say that, and I'm smiling because there's an undercurrent behind that. But as you watch the videos, you will see how things will be revealed. There's a reason for things that I mention. I don't mention things for it's just entertainment or let's play or something promised that will never take place. No, if I have something, I would say, well, it's here right now. This is what it does. Here's the empirical evidence. Let's play with it, and in exchange, experience that new thing that can take place. So people think if they're, let's say, walk-ins that happened 3 years ago, you got it all. I've been studying this material since I was 11, while I worked, basically financing my studies because nobody would finance that. There was no university or class or doctor or mentor that would actually approach me or could approach me to teach me the things that I needed to find. So I trust my gut feeling and use my intuition to follow the things that I follow, which ultimately led me here, which actually makes me very happy. And it's about fun in life. Create something that creates fun. Are you having fun with it? Are you in resonance with it? Do you really feel that this is your purpose of being here? Then also know we have many races, and I spoke about this with my friend Eber, that influence us as they try to inspire us with their agenda. So now imagine you have 33 founder races. You have mantoids, which are actually harmless beings. These are gentle scientists from the Cassiopeian system. The original race landed in Ethiopia. They use click sounds, hence the ancient African language still embodies the click sound, because these insectoid type of beings are Templars, use click sounds to communicate. We have the Syrians that have many looks. We have the Arcturians that have many looks, Pleiadians, Vegans, Aldebaranians. Planet Vulcan exists. That's not just a Gene Roddenberry concept. Check the NASA mapping for a planet. There's a planet that they actually call Vulcan. There's a planet they call, or planetary system that's called Aldebaran. That's not just some Star Wars fiction. There's a city in Egypt that is called after that star system called Aldebaran. So you can Google that and find that. And we have Google at our service. People complain about the devil, and I had a talk with my girl about how people complain that why do we need tools to do these things? Well, you can go back to the primate, to the monkeys. Well, why did they have to develop tools to make living easier? I mean, the first thing of a tool could be a stick that makes it easier to crack something. You need to open it. You don't depend on a stick, but it makes it easier to have access to something. So let's say, for example, and I'm not running this as a commercial, you have an iPad and you can talk to it and you can dictate without using your fingers, and you have more flows and more inspiration going while you're cooking in the kitchen, you're dictating something, writing a blog, you're not actually typing, and you have an infomercial running, training yourself. So the multidimensional aspect of us and our development is moving forward. So we are in the middle of ascension, whether you believe in it or not. Your belief system is not even required right now for what's going on. What we have to find out for ourselves is, how do we determine this is essential for me, this is non-essential? How do I have an application to do something? And of course, change is always uncomfortable because, sorry to say, we are conditioned, domesticated pets that sat in their little cave, in their little prison, of the mind in their little rinky-dink apartment, or dependent on the cash flow that the parents would deliver them, always complaining about the government, the president, the CIA, and all of this. You create this reality by giving the power away and giving the power to that what you call establishment. Well, why don't you get up and start to establish something for yourself? You are the new economy. You are the new workforce. I'm asking, we have crystal stone cutters out there. We have glass blowers. In the future, you will be needed. We have people that work in mines. You will be needed. We have rocks that need to be moved. Land that needs to be explored. There's so much land. Everybody talks about the planet is overpopulated, but the fact is, of the reality of the matter is, there's a lot of theory going on and a lot of so-called experts that claim to know what's going on, and we follow that. Well, why don't you follow yourself? Follow your inner guidance, your inner vision, your inner directive, and understand your outer body experience might be an inner body experience. Bring it back to the body. How does that feel? How do you anchor that in your body? How do you do that in your daily life? What's your planetary work? Also, we have to understand people that do not want to change, and we can inspire them to change. You can't change anybody. The only thing you can do is you can change yourself, and hope that you have enough power and oomph to inspire those around you that can see, well, he did it, and if he did it, I can do it. Hundreds monkey effect. Real simple. If you haven't heard about it, Rupert Sheldrake wrote a book about the morphogenetic field, which what Yoda calls the force. It surrounds us. It's all around us. It's everywhere. It's the force. It's the photonic connection of light communication based on molecules that all connect us. Yes, we are all one, and we're not. We are a particle, and we're a wave. We hover in and out of dimensions. And if you, I'm shooting so far out that I sometimes drift off and lose the topic. Bring it back into understand. In 100th monkey effect, it went the following way. And that was observed. That's actual fact. We are in the age of knowledge. No more of a make-believe of a miraculous, mythical thing out there that nobody can prove. They had a group of monkeys around Japan, the Japanese islands, that were eating potatoes. What the group of scientists did, they dropped these potatoes in the sand, peeled, and so they ate the potato. But it's kind of, eat a sandy potato. You know how that feels. So the monkeys were kind of like reluctant to eat that, till one monkey, and don't ask me why, and that I believe, or I feel strongly, it came through the field. One monkey got up and dipped the sandy potato in the water and started licking it, and realized the sand fell off and it's much easier to eat the potato or fruit. And he started getting into dipping the fruits on the potatoes that were sandy in the water. And the other clan was actually looking in awe at the dude. What is this clan member doing here? What is this? And that's the human race. What's the pioneer doing, and how successful is that? So first, no reaction, all wondrous observation, what's happening here? And then a few picked up and started looked at him, and they did what he did. Started dipping and cleansing and clearing the fruit in the sand. And started eating and realizing, oh, this is much more, this makes much more sense, as in tools. We need tools to learn. We need extractions from our subconscious so we can reflect on the vastness of the spirit of that. What is it that we embody? The vastness. That's why we fell. We had everything. So we had to go back into amnesia, which I go back into in a minute. So the monkey started imitating the main monkey pioneer, who was an idiot in their mind probably, and crazy for going out and doing that. Until the entire clan started cleansing their fruits and their vegetables in the water and doing what he did. And they all had more joy and more fun eating. Now guess what happened in the surrounding environment, in the islands around that, without visual contact? The monkey started picking up the same habits as the main monkey group on that island. Like after 100 monkeys, the rest got it without having visual contact or verbal communication whatsoever, meaning the field translates that what's needed for a race to go to evolution, and that's for all species. And before you know it, the entire island region around Japan with these monkeys picked up the same habits, and they're all dipping their fruits and cleansing their fruits in the water. And you can still if you check Robert Sheldrake's book and the island, you can still go to these islands and see them do it. It's a continuous thing. And guess what? The human race is at the same thing. When the first one, or the first being, begins to create a reality where, I don't know, other dimensional craft can be seen, and Esther Hicks calls that vibrational matching. I said that before. Then others will pick up to see the same thing, because they will trust in that vision that's being created as a universal platform. And that's when we actually bring in a world that we don't see. There's a lot of things in the world we don't see because we are dimensionally blind, meaning receptor sites that vibrate on a higher frequency. When you're a baby, between the ages 1 and 4, it's proven when your pupils are like this, and it looks like you tripping for 3 years. It's not you tripping. The baby has more dimethyltryptamine coming from the pineal gland. It's not calcified yet. The baby hasn't been trained all the limitations that's supposed to be because of society, and the how you say, the supporting wheels are not hardwired to the system. Your ego is necessary to maintain bodily needs, defend in danger, survive and explore, and assist the spirit while it runs this spacesuit, which is a dimensional spacesuit, you know, cybernetic organism or organized life-enhancing superpower engine, godlike Jehovah type thing within your cell. You want to read about this? Greg Braden's book, The God Code, talks about the first Gattaca code translation compared to the Hebrew alphabet. Says God within the body, God eternal in the body, Jehovah within the body, nothing external. It is all you. Israel, the children of Isis, the children of Ra, the children of El Elohim, which is the crown with the 12 tribes. Is the tribes are the 12 meridians that go from your crown chakra actually down into your system, connecting with your body and syncing the hemispheres. And if you want to train your hemispheres also, that's again where the rubber meets the road. If you talk a lot of talk and you don't produce anything, that means in your brain state you're stuck in theta. Theta brainwave means there can be conflict. If you can't transpose the theta frequency into a delta frequency, you will have problems manifesting your skill and what you need to bring here. It always comes back to when the rubber meets the road. We gotta keep it real with realities that need to be created. If you have a solution for something, then make an approach, make it happen, and show the people that there's a solution and make it happen. And don't wait for somebody that promises to you that you can make it happen. Make it happen for you. Explore in your own mind. Get out of your own mind state that locks you into what's not possible. That's why kids are more open and more susceptible to things that can be said. Of course, people say, yeah, manipulation. Don't use manipulation as a negative word. Leave yourself open to possibilities that things can actually be done. And we're moving forward. There's a lot of things happening in the background as we speak that I can't mention yet, that I'm working on, experiments. I have refined the wand. I made it a little bit slimmer, but with much more power output. And my testimonials are really getting bigger with the experience that people that are having. And again, I bring that down to physical facts. The key that I'm working with, the Gamatron key, is a physical thing to actually not make it dependent on a tool. But if your spirit has been since the fall of Atlantis, we've been off axis, we've been broken, so we need crutches, we need training wheels in order to walk again. And I allow myself to bring forth enhanced equipment that can help you to establish that communication with yourselves. And furthermore, I had to talk about when somebody says, well, I can activate my pineal gland by just sitting there and oming. If you don't know synaptically how to activate your DNA for certain train mechanisms, you just oming or sitting there meditating is not going to help you. When I say this, thanks for all the Buddhas and the gurus and those in the ashrams and then sitting in the caves, but all the holy scriptures talk about it right now. It's time to get out of your cave. No more sitting 80 years in the dungeons to practice one skill that's never been seen or shared by the world to show how magical you are. Right now is to partake in the life. As Krishnamurti said, life is meditation. Meditation is life. You don't section it off by saying, well, this week I'm fasting, the next week I'm eating. Actually, you're detoxing every morning. Your body flushes itself every morning. You're cleansing every morning. You're processing all the time. It's not like I'm processing and I'm not processing. You need to process all the time. Central processing unit is your brain. Get into monoatomics. A friend of mine, alchemetics.net, makes enormous, phenomenal stuff. Get into brain food. Start feeding your brain the foods that you need. I will also produce a new video on parasites in the human. There is things that people don't look at that people have. We have nanobacteria that nobody with a regular microscope will be able to detect, but it's in your blood. So people that fast, that go ultra skinny, go very lightheaded, go very moody, very switchy. I had a case where a friend was very chubby, had a threadworm. So did I. It can be cured. There's a website online called hannahsherbshop.com where you can get vibropathics by finding out what is it that I have and try to beat it. And I guarantee you, if you take the tincture, which is a vibropathic, that has a frequency that alerts the immune system to that is something within your body that went dormant, pay attention, it's still in you, it will respond and it will defend itself. And it will defend itself in mood swings and attacks, getting aggressive. So if you have people in your field that curse at you with everything they got, feel betrayed or make deals or want to come and attack you, forgive them because it's not the character of the original angelic core that's going against you. It is more the infected character that is run by the parasite that controls your central nervous system. Be alert. And that's just on the surface. There will be a video specifically dealing with the major parasites that we have in the system, like know this, that all the green foods that we buy in the grocery stores, they are not all processed clean. They're kept moist. They're kept under neon light, which is actually a petri dish for parasites. Clean your food. Some people use hydroperoxide spray to clean your food. Extra cleanse your food, energize your food, photonically enhance your food. Make sure what comes into this holy kingdom, your body, your vessel, honor that. Honor yourself in peace. Be in peaceful situations. Speak your mind. If somebody comes with an offset situation at you that makes you actually feel uncomfortable, then you're allowed to say, you're not making me feel good. You're not making me feel great. And others are not obligated to do that to you, but you are in mutual agreement with you and others to say, well, I can participate in this. I don't want to participate in this. Some want to ride a helicopter, others want to bungee jump energetically. Maybe you don't want to bungee jump. Maybe that's too far out for you. Well, then you do kayaking or whatever else pleases you. Stick with what you can do, where you feel comfortable, where you feel nice. If you feel you want to change your life drastically and dramatically, and you feel like moving helps, environmental change helps. What helped me a lot to be in nature. I love nature. I'm calming down. The craziness ends. The stalkers ends. The craziness we had around us ends. And allow yourself to speak and be online and be heard if you have something to share with the people. And the affirmation for 2014, this is the year of the horse, a very powerful year. Take charge, take off, fly, do the things you want to do. As you look at the net and Google possibilities of what you can create, sell, or provide, or in exchange for people. And I always tell you this, don't go for the banking system will collapse or money won't be used. There will always be an exchange. The universe does that too. The sun rises and sets, air flows, we're breathing in and out. Exchange is universal, and whatever medium will be used is there, as long as it is used in moderation and not and craziness and systems in the future that do not work as a symbiont with Earth and act like a parasite will be known. Since information is digitized, bank accounts, money bookings, everything is transparent, anything can be tracked. Anything that is not according to the divine plan can be tracked. So basically it will be a fishbowl 24/7. If I'm in a forum where you can say 50 people report that one person is cursing, acting out of line, or they get outvoted and booked actually out of the forum because they got so many negative votes, that shows you how these organisms protect themselves. Like to take the rotten apple, sorry to say, away from the healthy ones. And we should keep it that way. Protect our forum, protect our people. Facebook, let's play a game and say this is an interdimensional test by our brothers and sisters and see if we can even manage a society, if we can manage a community. I have 2 accounts on Facebook and I'm managing 10,000 people. And I'm doing a great job because they're all peaceful. They don't bring politics to me. They don't go derogatory language on me. They don't curse. They all are constructive people. And the new ones that want to sign up, I have a Google community called The Ascenders. If you're interested in science and what we can do and things that already work and exchange, and you have crazy dreams, you're drawing number symbols and number codes, and you're getting these downloads, share that, exchange, show your pictures, let us all come together for the greater good to inspire each other to do this thing. The Ascenders group in Google is a Google group, is spelled THE space AZENDERS. The Ascenders. And that will be a concept for paranormal research, investigation, things that you can document, things that you have witnessed, things in physical form that we can bring here and actually help manifest this new world so we all have more space to play and fun and come together. The Facebook people that find me, I appreciate it if you just not add me, write a sentence why you want me or why you found me and what you want to exchange, and I want people to be active. I like active forums, people exchanging data. Don't just sit in a forum just because a guy has 4,000 friends and you think that's all based on fame. We're here to work. I'm here to work. I work every day. Sometimes I have 16-hour days. It's not just because I can afford life and it's all easy and it's flying to me. I work hard and I have discipline to train myself. And if you want to accomplish something in life, as in the ascension, where people ask me, yo, how do I ascend? Diligence, discipline, and relentless. Get up, beat yourself, analyze yourself, be a critical thinker, question everything, and get to work. Like if I don't get up in the morning and I have an order, let's say 50 keys, if I don't get up and I build that stuff or work with people that help me to work that, well, it's not going to be done. It's my responsibility. I have to take care of that. I have to take the load. So, and question is, are you ready to take the responsibility to take on more, to take on a bigger load, to provide more for the people, because it's needed and people need it. And we're here to listen. And email wise, I'm sorry if I can't respond to each and every one because everybody needs something, everybody wants something. I'm trying my best. I'm a one-man show. I'm trying to go bigger this year with more people and actually get a team together, and so I can assist that better. All I do basically is I'm allowing myself to speak my mind, speak my cloud, and move forward, and so can you. You might as well lead me. And I go, wow, you have something here that's very inspiring. So again, smack your guru and keep it real, be realistic, don't be in dream state, don't tell people what they need to do. Feel your way into what harmonizes what can be done in a divine way. And it only happens when you go inside, listen to your dreams, listen to your spirit guides, listen to yourself, down to the nitty-gritty where it gets uncomfortable, and allow that in. And then great things happen. Great things take take place. When I do readings at times, I show that people, when I look at the human operating system, where they're operating from, I can look at with a system that I have developed where, oh, you're looping here, or there's a broken record here, or you're always in defense mode. You can actually change that. This is your preset, meaning you could look into your human operating system and say, well, I'd like to change that. And then I could say, well, let's reflect. How would you want to change that? And with these readings, which are like gigantic readings, we can work on resetting that. If too much is coming in, I do MP3 file readings where I document what I see and send you an MP3 file. And information you can get on my site, ra-key.com. Any specific questions you have, fill out the contact form, get at me. I will answer that as quick as possible and keep it brief. I have a problem with Bible texts where it's like 3,000 words of all the entire life story. I wish I could attend all of that, but it's very, very difficult if you have, let's say, 300 people wanting stuff every month. You have to handle all of them as quick and efficient as possible. So enjoy the coming into the new 2014. I love you very much. Much appreciation to those that show appreciation to the service world, the postal world, the fireman, the policeman, the lawyer, all of those service people. We thank you so much for you participating in this great, great time where we all work together and make it happen. And if this inspired you a little bit, well, that inspires me for the next video coming up, and more fun to be shared, more fantastic knowledge and inventions to come. See you on the flip side. God bless. Namaste.